PCI urges Congress to pass a long-term reauthorization of the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act in December. During PCI's recent annual meeting of more than 1,000 property casualty executives, TRIA was a top priority. Secretary Robert Gates noted that terrorism will be with us far into the future and commented on renewing TRIA.
And terrorism is a tactic used by the weak against the strong, and it will be with us for as far into the future as any of us can see. So my view is that it would be a huge mistake not to renew the law, and it would be oblivious to the threat that we see out there.
The Powerhouse Reinsurance panel also focused on TRIA. Tad Montrose from Gen Re commented on the likelihood of a TRIA reauthorization and underscored the importance of a long-term solution for marketplace certainty.
Hope is the word that we would all use in terms of this federal government trying to come together and come to a resolution. And hopefully that resolution will be for more than just 8 or 9 months. I think we need, as an industry, a long-term solution. We've all talked for years now as to the reasons that a backstop's appropriate. And it would, I think the certainty would be good for the industry sooner rather than later.
Andy Marcel from Guy Carpenter acknowledged industry concerns based on uncertainty in the markets and highlighted the escalated need today for TRIA compared to previous years.
Everyone's concerned about the renewal and the shape of the renewal of that federal plan. But I think that if you're in the government now and you're looking at the sort of political world on a global basis, there's never been more uncertainty for business with Ebola and other related issues, with terrorism and the spread of that globally. So I would imagine that the needs that drove TRIA to be created in the first place exist more today than they did almost after 9/11. So I would imagine that we'll be in a fairly an environment where the government will support that.
Jim Bradshaw from Willis Re North America noted creating an appropriate plan to address terrorism is complex and there is much work still to be done on long-term solutions.
I think we missed a real opportunity after 9/11 to set up a quasi-public-private similar to what they did in the UK to provide some type of private mechanism. And now we find ourselves relying upon the federal government for a solution, which is always a bit tenuous.
Brian Earhart from Aon Benfield Americas framed the challenges companies could face from changes to the program and notes that terrorism is not insurable.
Most of our clients, they believe that the co-participation and retention will go up, and it's already so high that it's material to capital and earnings for most of them today. So the challenge, even if it renews, will be greater, and there is reinsurance capacity to support those larger retentions, but it's not unlimited. Right? Reinsurers themselves, like our clients, are not willing to put material amounts of capital and earnings at risk for something that you just don't know the frequency. We have a federal program because it's not insurable. Most risks that can be insured, we know or have some reasonable idea about frequency and severity and how they might mix to create outcomes for individual clients. We have an insurance product that serves that individual customer, and the portfolio can be managed by insurers and reinsurers.
Nancy Boulay from Swiss Re commented on urban modeling related to terrorism.
And when you look at how our urban centers are growing exponentially, when you start to look to model that, it's so unpredictable that the financial impact could be unsustainable.
As noted by numerous executives attending the PCI annual meeting, having a terrorism insurance plan in place in advance of a terrorist attack is essential to avoiding the negative economic impact that immediately followed the tragic attacks of 9/11. And they emphasize that a short-term reauthorization just continues market uncertainty. PCI urges you to contact your representative and urge them to pass a long-term solution in December.